Welcome everybody to Amped Up, the fortnightly show filmed here at Metaverse TV. Each week we introduce you to a new artist, and this week's guest is someone many of you know through his many wonderful performances here in Second Life. He'll be doing a fabulous set at the end of the show, and I would like to introduce you all to Christopher Walmer, aka J Wray. Chris! Oh, I'm so excited. It's absolutely lovely to have you here.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, we haven't started yet. You might not have said that by the end of the show. So I've got lots and lots of questions to ask you. Obviously, we've shared a stage together. We've actually shared your stage here in Second Life, which is being built for you. And the first thing that I want to know is, how do you feel about performing in a virtual world where the emphasis is on visuals as well as the music, whereas perhaps in a real life gig, you know, that the focus is purely on the music? I want to know how you feel about this mixture that you in particular have with your stage show when you do it.
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, I've actually been performing on the internet for quite a number of years, probably going on 10 years now. And in internet speak, that's a long time.
Yes.
And the majority of that time, it has been more of an audio side thing. I've always wanted to do a kind of visual project alongside my performances, but I just never had that opportunity. And interestingly enough, I didn't really catch on with Second Life until late on. We had numerous attempts before where we were actually going to go in as a record label. It was going to be a 3 or 4 teamed effort to come in and do something with Second Life, but that didn't happen. So but eventually when I did come in and obviously found that you could do these things, it was fantastic to obviously explore and try and extend what you wanted to do in music and in visual, and obviously put it in realism into Second Life. And obviously the stage is part of my kind of dream and the ideas. And I'm definitely. I'm not running out of ideas right now. It's like the beginning of what I want to do, and obviously the stage is part of what's to come, really. So
that's the great thing about Second Life, though, is it? Is once you're in here as a musician, you kind of get really passionate, and you get more and more ideas, and things seem to flow better because you know that, you know, as well as the music that you're getting everybody to listen to, is you also get a chance to be really creative and do the things that perhaps are not possible in real life.
Yeah, I suppose so. I try and be quite real as possible. I mean, as much as Second Life can give you that opportunity to be as creative as you possibly can, and to become at a level where it's actually not real. I do actually still prefer that kind of more humane, kind of realist side, where you can actually develop something that is actually within your grasp of being able to develop in the real world. Keeping people, giving people ideas that, you know, that as much as, yes, it is, Second Life is obviously about being virtual and you can do whatever you want, but actually at the same time it's still a kind of, I suppose it's kind of like a semi-message sometimes, that, you know, things can actually still be created how you want in the real life, and you're sending a message as well as you're combining that with what you're doing, and, you know, and how you visualize it. So the stage, I mean, I'm 100% sure that you can develop that in real life, you know. And
you'd be able to recreate it. I think that's the inspiring thing about keeping things on a realistic level when you know, we have our stages and our sets built in Second Life, is that for some of us, we can take them out and put them into, you know, out of the virtual world into a real life situation, which well, I think it's even more inspiring, really.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love things that are just so surreal and abstract. And I've been to so many worlds and sims in Second Life that it just takes you back. The amount of creation and ideas that these guys must have gone through by developing their own world and sharing it with other people. I just find that absolutely fantastic, and it's usually that moment where I just think this is a great world to live in. You know, it's a wonderful concept.
I think as a musician, I think what's inspired me, not just other musicians, have been people that run venues in Second Life, because they are so very passionate about showcasing other musicians, giving them a space to play, and creating an atmosphere within their virtual venues, which you really get a sense of when you're sitting behind your computer, because you get very immersed in it. And each venue, as a musician that you go to it within Second Life, it does. Everything has every place has a different atmosphere. It has a different set of people, a different atmosphere, but at the same time, they're there to make you feel very comfortable. And I admire them, and I've done it myself for a long time, being a venue owner. But I simply love to go to other places and see what people create. As a performance space.
Absolutely, me too. It gives you more ideas. It gives you better expansion ideas of what you could do with this world, with the tools that are given to you, and it's just wonderful, and it's something you think that you stop and think that that you've created everything, but there's always something that you think, oh wow, that's fantastic, and it gives you even more incentive to build, communicate with people, share it, and it's just all good. It's fantastic.
So music-wise, Chris, where did you start? Where did you start off? When did you feel that it was something that you wanted to pursue as a career?
I would probably say when I was really young. I mean, I had my first keyboard when I was 5 or 6 years old. I'd just listened to a French musician's album called Oxygène by Jean-Michel Jarre, who was a French musician. He's probably more infamously known for his Lasers and Light shows. He actually did Houston back in 1986 as part of the 850th anniversary or something like that, and he obviously amazed 1 million crowds back at that moment in time. But for me, obviously on the music side, he's one of my inspirations for getting into music, and I think I pretty much knew from being 6. I mean, not many people or kids know what they're doing when they're 6, probably be an astronaut or a dinosaur.
Or pizza delivery man.
Or pizza delivery man.
Or fireman.
Yes. So I was just taken back by a lot of what he did, and I was actually lucky enough to have the